Potatoes.
I'm a dance because the ice cream truck just came by. Anyway.
Oh my gosh.
Hello and welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content. Oh, welcome back to the second episode of Madness Takes Artena. I am your ever humble dungeon master, Kristen, also known as Darth Surrealish on the internet. And yeah, I'm going to see what trouble I can get the players into tonight. Let's meet said players. We will start with Danny.
Hi, I'm Danny. I play Trenton, high elf wizard / something you haven't seen yet. And you can find me on social media on Dr. Snugglebutts. Yay! I'm simple, and I haven't slept in like 2 days.
Yeah, buddy.
Izzy.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I'll be playing Paintbrush, what is he?
Tabaxi.
He's a monk, a tabaxi.
Don't even remember my own character.
Who am I?
And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Mary.
Hi everybody, I'm Mary Kate Mead. I am going to be playing Amariel Amdithor. I think that's my character.
Yes.
Yes, it is. It's been a long week, guys. The half-elf paladin. Oh
Holy
boy.
Monday.
Mondays, people.
And last but certainly not least, Skag.
Hello, everybody. I'm Skagwater RPG. You can find me on all the social medias under that name. And yeah, tonight I will be playing Lustin Fire River, our thing. He does stuff.
And Skag's got dad jokes. If you guys look, I've actually had a lot of fun with the commands. So some people even got new monikers.
I like my other one. That one was funny.
Well, this one's about you God's dad jokes.
Okay.
Oh,
fair.
I'm prescribing drama.
Anyway, we are starting off without Steve. He will be, hopefully, everything goes good with the rest of his drive and joining us at the break. But as a reminder, we do have a way that you can affect the gameplay. I dropped the link for the gallery on our coffee, which has the chart on how you can affect gameplay. And if you donate, I will reach out to you. Try not to do it anonymous so I can ask who you're giving the rewards to, because that helps.
Oh, I think I still have one.
Yes, you do. You did not use yours yet.
Yeah.
I've got mine. I used mine up.
Yep. Skag has the other one.
No, I used mine.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You did. I need
What
to
is it?
make a chart. It's just an advantage. So you get a
Cute.
free advantage at some point. So last time, most of these characters did not even know each other yet. They might have seen each other in passing in the time that they have been in Belmoral, the city that is on the edge of the ice fields. They were all kind of off doing their own thing when the boisterous, lovable Furbolg Malgtris, the owner of the Wacky Mole Tavern, was suddenly attacked by ice mephits. And our intrepid adventurers jumped in to help out, and even though Malgtris did go down at one point, they did manage to save her. Drinks were had, fun was had, gold was given that I forgot to say last episode, so they all got an extra 10 gold because I remember what I'm giving my players. Then they were visited by, I don't remember his name. Give me a second.
I never got the name, so I didn't write it down.
I wrote Negatron. I know that's wrong.
I remember Nolstrom, General Nolstrom. So Nolstrum. Or no, General
Oh,
Nolstrom
that's
is
who
who
we're
you.
getting info on from Magister
Yes.
Leroy.
That's right. That's right.
Member of the
'Cause we did the
Neodar.
Leroy Jenkins jokes.
Boom. Notes.
I'm glad somebody's taking that. All right. Then they each went off in their own directions, and some dreams were had. Some one-on-one discussion was had with a deity. And Paintbrush snuck out and painted on a wall. And that is where we pick up. Now, Lustin,
Yes.
upon waking up, you have a moment of confusion as you remember both the dream with the satyr. If you check your inner elbow, the tattoo is in fact still there. But you also had another dream that you remember clearly of Lewis Dragonrock, your old boss at the shop in Skegness, because that's what I named the town that you were working in, where he told you, "My boy, you will remember this upon waking, as I have hired a wizard to cast dream, so I'm a messenger in your dream. Someone was here looking for you. A bloke who said he was your brother? The resemblance was enough that I didn't disbelieve him, but something seemed off. He was curious where you went and said he had an important message about your parents. He wouldn't tell me more, and I didn't tell him where to find you, but this is a warning that bad things may be headed your way."
Oh no. Why? Why? Why you do this to me? This is not good.
So yes, you do wake up with the jagged spiral tattoo on the inside of your elbow. You've got both of the dreams that you remember both clear as day, like they happened in real life. What are you going to do with your morning?
I'm going to grab my conch shell and yell into it, "What is with the tattoo?"
You get nothing in response.
Thanks for the help. Strap it back to my side, and I guess I'm going to go find food. Dustin's gonna go find food at the bar.
The Wacky Mole Tavern.
The Wacky Mole Tavern.
All right. As you go downstairs, you do walk past Cobness, who looks up and he's all like, "Oh, you're up and about. Good, good. Errol told me that to tell you and to tell everybody else, if you get together, whoever everybody else is, that he had a client that contacted him, but he wanted him to go to him because he can't leave because somebody might show up. I don't know. But he'll be back later."
Okay, thank you very much. I will make sure to tell everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and then head out, and then tip his hat as he heads out and walk to the Wacky Mole.
And in this morning, the birds are chirping in the greenhouse. The sun has not yet crested the far east coastal storm. So as you walk out, there is a diffuse light that filters through the city for what can penetrate that tumultuous wall of water and wind. Who else would be awake and who else might be asleep?
I would be away because I only trance for 4 hours.
All right, we will start with you then. So the one class that you do have for the day is in the morning. You show up at the Tatarth. I know how to say my own words. Tatarth Institute of Wizardry for your class about magical components and arcane foci.
Can I roll to see if I show up late with coffee?
Sure.
4. I don't know if that means I show up super late or
You're
if I
late with coffee. If you had rolled over 10, you wouldn't have been late. Anything under was you were late. So you do walk in on the professor. And now then, this is an Trent, of course. Take your seat, please. And what have I said about being late?
don't. And I just turn
Anyway.
around and walk to my seat.
Maybe one day you will be like your classmates and on time. But today is not that day, so I shall continue. Arcane foci, they can be very useful in once you have gotten the feel for how it helps you. It takes the place of any material component in a spell that does not require the money, because why would they make that easy on us? It makes no sense to me, but you know, what can you do? And as he keeps talking, it just slowly turns into wah, 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 wah. A very Charlie Brown teacher voice.
My eyes are just getting bigger, like, oh my God, what is going on here? How is he still talking? Oh wait, I forgot I have an accent. Hello. Okay, I'm in the mood now. I got it. Sorry, not used to it. Got my
The joys of
coffee.
new characters.
Got my coffee.
And we will leave him in his class, possibly falling asleep, definitely tuning out.
Planning my escape route.
What might Paintbrush or Amariel be up to?
I think Amariel is a really like life where she grew up. Days and nights weren't really regulated or consistent. So she's still figuring out this sleep cycle thing. So she's probably sleeping in.
Fair.
I'm in the monastery, right? I don't know what kind of stuff I'd be getting into. Practicing my common, my
Yeah, they do.
elvish.
You probably have been assigned a tutor in the 2 years that you've been there that has helped you get fluent in common. So besides, a couple trip ups here and there, you're mostly good. There's some slang and stuff that still gets a while you're sitting in one of the libraries that you have access to as a low level. I make up a lot of words and then I forget what those words are. I believe it's Claster. In the monastery. You are approached by there it is. Young gnome dressed in the monk's robes that are similar to yours. You have seen her around and you do know her as Uraseli Shadowfern. And she is the assistant to the provost, who is an exuberant owlin named Kadirin Glimmerdown. And she has a note for you, and it's asking for a meeting that afternoon if it isn't too inconvenient. And that's all it says.
All right, I'll be there. I'll see you soon.
And she's all like, very well, I will tell him that you will meet him at just after lunch in his office. Thank you. Good day. And she runs off. And you're left there, and you do have access to all the books in this library. If there's anything else, this is also where, since you were having your tutoring sessions here of learning common, there's like fairy tales and stuff like that in here that are in common that you can read and practice with, and fun stuff like that.
Straight to the fairy tale books. I need to know.
Pardon me while I try not to die quick. I was also having trouble hitting mute. All right. So, Leston, as you wander into the Wacky Mole Tavern, you do see Malgtress in her high spirits and talking to those that are in there early. And she looks over and she's like, "Oh yes, one of my saviors!" And she like starts clapping and like trying to get the others to clap, and everybody else is like holding their coffee, like, "Bitch, it's too early."
I'm with them. He's like that. I'm like, no, not right now. I just want coffee, please.
As you walk in, you're the only one that's here currently. Of
Oh
the
yeah,
group.
goody.
It's just other patrons.
Yeah. No, he's walking in. He's like, can I just have a coffee, please? That'd be very nice.
Yes, absolutely. And she's like, "Cream, sugar, maybe some whiskey."
No, just black, please.
Okay. She gets you your coffee and she's like, "I have not seen Amariel yet this morning, but Errol came through for his coffee on the way to doing something. And I'm pretty sure that it was Trenton that ran through here and saying he was late, but he didn't care. He needed coffee."
No, that sounds like them. That sounds like Trenton.
Have a seat. Would you like some breakfast? I do have a very tasty herbal porridge that I've whipped up.
What is in this herbal porridge?
Oh, well, there's some cinnamon and there's some lavender and there's some clove.
Okay, sure. I'll try it.
So she gets you a bowl, and it is actually pretty tasty. Like the lavender is barely there, but like you've got that little bit of the spice from the cinnamon and the clove, and it's, it's palatable.
It's not choking on it. He's not trying to die eating food. Okay, this isn't half bad, actually. I appreciate this.
Thank you.
Are you handling yourself okay?
Oh, yes. Errol, he got me fixed up real well. Like I woke up this morning and I had no pain in the leg where they hit me, and not even my tailbone hurt from that horrendous fall I took.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that you are doing okay. And they will take their coffee and go find a seat elsewhere and just kind of sit and wait for everyone. And if it takes too long, he'll go searching for either paintbrush or one of the others that are around.
Okay. So as you sit down, you find a table that's off in a corner by itself next to the window that was mended after it was broken in the fight. It's kind of become your guys' table. You sit down and your coffee's in front of you. And as you go to take a sip, you see a face in your coffee.
Oh, come on now. This is just getting fucked up.
One of the mermaids from your very first dream pops her head out and she just says, "Oh, hello. I just wanted to tell you, the tattoo will lead you to what you need to know." And then she does like a jump and dives back into the coffee and disappears.
Can I get another cup, please? He's gonna walk the cup back up and go get a new one.
She's like, "Oh, was there something wrong with this coffee? Oh, maybe a fly." I
There was a fish in it. I can smell it.
A fish? She sniffs it and she's like, "I smell no fish, but okay."
Thank you.
And it is getting on to be like a little later in the morning. So Amariel, as you wake up, you were met with the chirping birds in the greenhouse and the smell of all of the plants and flowers and herbs that Malgtress has growing in there. And she has left a cup with coffee, and then she's got it like wrapped in a warm towel so it stays hot for you. And a note saying, "Porridge is ready when you are up."
I'll quickly drink the coffee. I'm still not quite used to this. It's very new, but It gives me a lot of energy, so I'm very happy about that. And I guess I'll quickly like water the plants, so hopefully she doesn't have to worry about that at least, and head on in to the tavern.
As you come in, she's like, "Ah, Amariel, my precious, my savior. One of your friends is over here, and I look forward to the rest showing up."
Oh yeah, it's no problem. Anytime. I just really like to help. And what is the coffee? It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm amazed at like what it's like. Like I was scared it looks like dirt and like it was dirt water, but I'm really happy it wasn't dirt water.
Ah, it is bean water. That is different.
Bean water.
It is made with this dark bean. And she's like, "Oh, come here, come here." And she takes you out, and she has like this little coffee plant that she's got back there, and she like roasts it herself and makes her own coffee.
Yes.
She's all like,
Mariel's very
maybe one
intrigued.
day I will show you how to do it, and we will make coffee together.
That would be really cool. I like it. I really think this is cool. I'm gonna have to bring someone to go home. Yeah. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go and say hi to hi Leston, and I'm just gonna yell across the tavern.
Oh no, another one that likes to yell first thing in the morning. This is good. Good morning.
Morning. And I will grab the porridge and kind of go over, sit down.
There might be a fish in there. I don't know.
That's odd. I don't know if like the fish I know usually don't like swimming and other things water. So I guess bean water. Maybe do fish like bean water?
Maybe I had one in mind. It was very unbecoming and I did not like it.
Oh, that's odd. Does
There's
that
a lot
happen
of-
normally for you?
No.
Hmm.
Not all the time.
Did you have good sleep? She kind of
No.
just mixing her porridge around.
No, did you?
No,
No,
it was
what happened?
interrupted.
What
Leston,
happened?
make me a perception check quick.
Oh boy. This is not great. Where is it? What do I have? I don't think it's really anything at all. Oh. Actually, that's a 16.
So you do notice that she has like pinned to her shirt or hanging around her neck or something a jagged spiral that looks almost identical to the tattoo that you received overnight.
I'll bring that up later after whatever she says.
So I was thinking we have to go and see what the governor or was it general? I don't quite understand these terms. Like it seems like an important person.
The
But like
gen
this
Yeah, the general.
the general.
The one
Yeah.
that-
Like
He's-
like usually like you have to be like sneaky and stuff like that. Like what do they want us to find?
they want information as far as I know. I mean, information can mean a lot of things, but one that brings more looks bad upon him probably might be what we're really
okay.
looking for.
Oh, so it's like the quartz. Okay, that makes more sense.
The what?
Court.
What court? What?
The court. The courts. Like you don't have courts?
I mean, in a sense we do, but it's more like the judge throws a books at somebody sometimes.
Oh, there's not usually books at court. Usually you have dancing and tea parties.
That is not the court. That is a court that I want to go to. I don't want to go to the court that we
Well,
have.
it's kind of scary because if you use the wrong fork, you get beheaded. But
What?
that
Okay,
doesn't happen here.
you're a very intriguing person, and I like this. This is gonna be. I don't know what is going on here.
I don't know. I just
Yes.
said I just
You have courts that throw tea parties.
Yeah.
Okay. Another question. Where did you get
Yes.
that? And he's gonna point to the.
Oh. And you see her demeanor goes from like perky and happy to just for a split second, a somber, like sadness washes. Oh, yeah, that, yeah, I'm supposed to. I heard that there was some weird stuff going, and this was supposed to help me figure out what was going on.
What do you
Interrupted dreams.
So that's what happened in your actual dream? That's
What?
what
No, I
that's
wasn't. She likes to come at the worst times.
why you're sleeping.
No, no, she likes to like think that like I don't really know why she does what she does, but 90% of the time I think someone's like trying to like come and kidnap me, but it's her. And then I know I'm not getting kidnapped, so that's a positive.
How am I supposed to follow up with that? Okay.
When you're used to trauma.
Anyways, because I have symbol that I woke up with this morning that looks surprisingly like that.
Like the jagged spiral.
Yes.
I think that's what she. Yeah, she said you guys might be like knowing stuff about that.
I know nothing about that. I woke up this
I
morning
don't
with
either.
with a tattoo of it on my arm.
Oh, are you sure you didn't get too drunk? Because that did happen at my circle.
No,
We all
I did
woke
not.
up with weird tattoos. I do not remember it, but I somehow got it. It was interesting.
I I mean, I don't think so because I kind of, well, I met up with Arrow's contact and he gave me a room and I didn't leave. I know that
Oh,
much. I just slept.
oh. I didn't think there were hags here, but that seems like a hag thing to do. Like they just like go creeping in and they do weird things and then you wake up and like you have no idea what happened.
I hope it wasn't a hag that broke into my room. That would be very, very.
It would be
Not,
very unfortunate. They are not good guests.
no, they are not.
You
And
have to make sure you
especially-
bring them gifts though.
Why would I bring a hag a gift?
Well, then she will curse your children. If you don't, you invite them to the party. If you don't invite them, it's kind of a faux pas. And then like they bring havoc to the land, and yeah.
I am learning so much. I appreciate this a lot. And he's
At
gonna
about
just
this-
he's gonna just shake his head like, what the fuck is going on here?
At about this time, Trenton, you are finishing up class and the professor has like shown he showed off his arcane focus and like some that had been arcane focuses for wizards that are now dead. Where are you off to?
Probably just going to be like wandering the streets, seeing if anything piques my interest. And seeing if I can find like different pathways that, because if you're in a city, there's like 30 plus ways of getting to the same location. So it's more like navigating the city, creating a mental picture, finding out back roads and alleyways, and just overall really trying to get a feel for where I can go and all the different ways of getting there, shortcuts,
All right, give
etc.
me 2 perception checks.
Okay. One perception check is going to be a 21 and the other one's going to be a 10.
Okay, so yeah, with the first perception check, you do get a good feel for the latest route that you're taking and a feel for the back alleyways and for where certain cutoffs go, and like you peek around and you're all like, all right, that goes out to that street. Okay. At one point you do reach a hand in your pocket trying to grab something, and you feel a note in your pocket that wasn't there before.
The fuck is this? I put out the little note and I start reading it.
And it is from Bor Notsob, and he's all like, underground fight tonight. It'll be at the old warehouse that it was at 4 fights ago. Starts at sundown. And I might have some information for you. You're used to getting the notes that have like the location and rough time that a fight's going to be, but he's never offered you information before.
Like, honestly, this is way more interesting than that lecture because I've already forgotten it. I just know it's like stupid. So at least I got something interesting to do tonight. Crack my knuckles. And then I'll just I'll see if I can like, do I get a feeling of when the note was placed in my pocket? Like, I want to see if I can be like petty and see if I can like catch him. If he like was
an
like
insight check looking at the people around you.
haha. Insight check 22.
I rolled like shit for. No wonder I rolled like shit. I was rolling a d12.
It's okay, I'll accept it.
Good job.
Okay. You still beat a dirty 20 though. So you do notice there is a halfling that's leaning against a wall, and you just barely catch them look up and in your direction.
Okay, I'm just gonna be like, message, thanks, and then just like keep going. So he knows I'm like petty and I caught him.
He nods his head and tips his like he's got one of those like page boy caps on kind of thing, and like tips it to you.
And then I'll just like keep walking, do my scouting, trying to see if I like figure out shortcuts in case I need to like really try and like maybe make it to class maybe 20 minutes late, but like I really need a coffee.
So you're kind of mapping routes from Malgris's.
Yeah,
because there
like,
is other coffee that's closer, but she does actually roast her own beans there, and so it makes it the best coffee in town.
Yeah, it's like if like I'm in the other part of town and like I'm like, shit, I need coffee, but I like someone's kind of dying, so it's like, do I need to go like the long way, or like can I go here and then still make it there before they die? Like just like planning like all my different potential options.
Okay.
I'm really simple.
Anybody else? Anything you're doing? Paintbrush? When you're done in the library? Because it is like it's coming up on about 10:30, 11, and you can either go check on what everybody else is doing, or you can hang out until you're meeting with the provost.
Yeah, I'll practice some of my monk poses. And then after a little bit of that, I'll see what the town has to offer. So I'll put my purple monk robes away and put on my white robes and head out onto town.
All right. Do you head towards the marketplace where you've been before, or are you gonna go check out somewhere else? Maybe
I'll take like a little bit of a detour to see if there's anything that needs some beautification on the way.
Are you going to take any alleyways, or is it going to be on the main roads?
Probably an alleyway or here and there. Maybe not.
Okay, I want you to make a perception check and Trenton to make a stealth check.
I'll roll the 3 plus 3, the 6.
I rolled 9 altogether.
Still enough that you do, as you're like walking along, you do like walk past and you see Trenton just as he's pulled the note out of his pocket. Do you go towards him or do you keep walking?
Kind of squint, make sure that is him, and kind of like rush towards him. And what are we doing outside of class?
I run.
Chase scene. Let's go.
Both of you roll me acrobatics.
16.
I feel like at this point, Lustin and Amariel just like look out the window. And they see two figures start off, and they're like, "Fuck."
19 altogether.
So yeah, you guys like go for a good little minute of paintbrush chasing Trent, but as you like
You can't make me go back.
as you close in on the tavern, paintbrush does catch you. But to be fair, you only had one class today and you did go, so
I said I'd go. I didn't say I'd stay.
Mm.
What? It was just going up a shit I already knew. It wasn't like I learned anything. It's like I use this, so I don't need to go find shit. Literally like bat shit for like stuff. Like an
Oh,
hour into it, I was like, I'm so done. Because there was another 3 hours left.
yeah. Please don't carry that shit around.
That's the point. See, I already knew more than what like they were trying to lecture us about.
Okay. I'll let this one go. Was this your only class for today?
I can't remember, so I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Uh,
And I'm
Are
just
you
gonna
guys
start
gonna-
slowly backing away.
are you guys gonna go into the tavern or
Yeah,
Not-
I'm
okay.
gonna go into just like
Maltris walks up and she's like, "Oh, more of my saviors! Yes, thank you." And then she's like, "Your friends are over here." And they've probably literally been sitting there for about 2 hours, just having the weirdest conversation Lustin's ever had in his life.
Pretty much.
Well, you look bright-eyed and cheery, and you look majorly confused.
That would be a correct assumption. I am very confused.
Perfect. And then I snap my fingers, and my little familiar pops up on my shoulder. I poofed him back. And he just nuzzles, and then he's just gonna pop him on my lap, and I'm gonna pet him. So, like,
Do you just
what?
follow him in paintbrush and settle in a chair?
yeah, I'll make sure that he's seated, kind of look to make sure where all the exits are at, just in case he tries to bolt again. And then I'll sit across from him.
And I do a perception check to see the exits.
I feel like you guys would have been in here often enough that you both know the exits. So.
Perfect.
You always take the back exit.
That's what she
No, the
said.
back exit leads into the greenhouse, and then you have the chance of getting tangled up in all of the plants before you get out because it's not necessarily well laid out.
That's why you always take the back exit.
What he said.
All right, so yeah, Maltris comes around and now she's got some stew for lunch, and it's some weird vegetable soup, but I mean it's filling and it's tasty. And
Can I get like 2 things? Can I get like a little bit of bacon because I'm doing keto, gotta keep my figure. And can I get a little sauce of milk? And then I just hold up my familiar, be like, for him.
she pats him on the head and she's like, "Oh yes, I will get the milk." And she's like, "I think I might have some bacon." She's mostly vegetarian in here.
And he like hisses at her. He's like, put. don't touch me.
She's like, well, fine. And she wanders back off. She does turn around and she's all like, oh, Amariel, one thing quick. Could you come and talk with me?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'll be right back. And I'll just go scurry off to wherever she needs me to go.
Yeah, so she's kind of gone like into a back room that serves as the kitchen and storage, and kind of that's where it leads to the greenhouse. So, you've been through here pretty often so far. And she's like, so I was thinking, and I might know why those ice creatures attacked me yesterday.
Oh, that would be very, very helpful.
I remembered this morning that a few months ago, there was a man that wanted access to my greenhouse for a reason he wouldn't give me. And he gave me weird vibes. Like, I don't know. There was something off. I don't know what it was, but something. So I wouldn't let him, and he huffed out, and I assumed that was the end of it. But maybe there is something in my greenhouse he wanted, or something he wanted to grow, and this is the only place in Belmoral that you really can grow anything. I don't remember a name, but he was a water genasi.
Water genasi. Okay.
And I mean, that may connect to the ice nature of the attack, because I know that some of them can, do stuff with the ice. All else I remember about him was, well, he was shorter than me, but taller than you.
Okay.
And I mean, he had like what looked like scales on his neck and branching up on his face, and then a watery skin color like they have, and a little bit of moisture that in this weather kind of froze on his face. I know it isn't much, but I'm thankful to you.
Something.
Yes, I'm thankful to you and the others that stepped up and were there to help me. But I fear that more will be sent, because I don't know. He seemed really put out that I wouldn't let him in the greenhouse.
Oh.
I have no idea how to stop any more attacks myself. Possibly that young investigator that helped out and lives over at Cobness's. Maybe he could look into it. Yes, I think when next he comes in, I will ask him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for sure. Errol's really good at that kind of stuff.
Well, good. Excellent. Excellent. Well, now that that's said, yes, you have made me feel much better. I feel like we're making progress, and maybe that will lead to me not being attacked, because I didn't.
I would hope so. I mean, hopefully they at least would try a little harder. I mean, that kind of attack was like, if it was an assassination, they did a very bad job.
Well, only because you all were there. I mean, I did still go down, and I've never had my life flash before my eyes like that.
It's uncomfortable.
Eye-opening. But you all helped me, and I was brought back, and I'm very thankful to all of you.
Yeah, it's it worked out, and I'm glad we could help you too. And listen, this genasi, do you talk about like swirlies, like this? And I hold up the rose.
She looks at it, she's like, oh, that is very pretty. Your druid craft is so good. Because of course she just assumes that that's what it is.
I've heard some weird stuff, and like maybe it had I just didn't know if he mentioned anything.
No, I don't think there was any talk of jagged swirls. One second, I'm gonna have her roll a history check to see if she remembers anything else. Nope. That was a nat one. And she's got all of a 0 in history. So.
Love it.
She's like, I don't know. I will rack my brain and see if I come up with anything else.
That's totally fine. I don't know what it is either.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start looking, but we will talk to Errol. I think that he would be our next best option.
Okay. All right. And if there's weird things, hopefully you can get it to us in time.
Okay. Yes, I will keep my eye out.
Yeah.
And give me a perception check just on, like, you can either go into the greenhouse and look, or just on what you have seen, since I imagine you've walked through everything a few times.
Yeah, for sure.
Or nature, either of those, whichever's higher.
Nature is way better. Yeah, that is a 19.
Okay, yeah. You recall that in one corner of the greenhouse, things that grow there seem to grow faster and a little bit fuller. Like there's some flowers that are planted there and some flowers that match that are planted just like 5 feet away. And you've noticed that the growth rate is like significantly higher in that corner. So maybe there's something about that corner that is what he wanted to utilize.
Gotcha. I'm going to go back to the table and kind of slide in and say, okay, so I got some information. So apparently, this guy, like, he's called like a water genasi. She doesn't know his name, but he was very rude, and he asked to take part of her garden and like use it for himself, and she said no, and then he got all mad about it, and she thinks that's why the ice thingies came over to us. And like apparently he's like had like kind of scaly, and he had like water and like frozen on his face or something.
That is very intriguing.
And like, you know, like I was
Okay.
thinking about it, and like the greenhouse, there's a corner, and that area is like really like it grows really good. Like it's just like close to home, but not as good as home because nothing grows as good as home. And yeah, it could be that.
Are you ever gonna go back home, you think?
Well, not until I'm done with my job, and then maybe I get to go home. I don't know though.
Because first we need to find out what these symbols mean.
Yeah. Then I get to go home.
Do I see the symbols now? Because they're like talking about it and showing it.
Yeah, it's like this. And I show the rows.
Lesson will have to take off his jacket because he can't roll his sleeve up high enough to get that point.
Oh, you're like really committed to this design. Okay. Do I recognize it from anything?
Mm-mm. Nope.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Try. This is gonna
It's
be
not.
sad.
I
Hey, I'm
rolled.
rolling hot tonight, apparently.
I rolled 26.
Yeah, that's better than
Okay.
my 18.
You think back, and while you know you don't necessarily pay great attention in class, you vaguely remember one of your professors had this symbol on a book he brought to class. It's not the boring one that was talking about the arcane foci. It's the one that actually like talks about the spells and how you get to the point where you can cast them and blowing things up with fireballs.
I definitely paid attention a bit in that class. I think I've seen this on a book one of my professors had. He's the one that like teaches me how to make things go boom. But other than that, it seems to not be like super uncommon because it's been on a book. It's really all I know.
Okay. So you've seen it, but you don't know anything about it.
Nope.
Okay. So maybe if we find that one professor, he can tell us what the F it means.
I guess I just don't really know like when he's at the campus or like when he's off campus or like when he's teaching, even though I should know because I kind of have to go to his class. I don't know. I can like try and remember eventually.
Or we can go into the school and see if you run across any names that you kind of recognize.
That's like requiring a lot of my memory of me like paying attention. Paintbrush, cover your ears for a second. Earmuffs. Earmuffs. Yeah, all the way. Yeah, I really don't listen to almost anything these people tell me, unless it's like how to blow shit up. So you trying to like ask me to remember things regarding this, not that good,
I was the same way. I
right?
did very bad. And I had to spend weeks in the garden, and that wasn't very fun. The pixies were really mean.
I think we're gonna put a pin in that because I feel like that needs to be explored a bit. But this is more like my choice to like not pay attention because I was just bored. So like we could try like that avenue. I just don't know how fruitful it would be. Okay, earmuffs off.
Wait, wouldn't it for him it'd be like this, right?
But he sees my ears and I'm like this. So he gets it.
All right. Paintbrush, you do know that it is about time for your meeting with the provost. Do you trust Trenton to stay here with your new friends, or?
I trust them with his life, especially Amriel. She's so sweet.
Oh, honey. Oh, no. Yes. Leave with the -1 wisdom character. Impeccable.
What happens if Lustin follows Paintbrush?
If you followed Paintbrush, you would make it to the Amaranthine Academy lobby, but then they would stop you because you're not a monk and don't have standing in the
Damn.
I mean, if you wanted access to some of the public libraries to look stuff up, you could totally do that.
Well, be safe, Trenton. And you learned a valuable lesson from Amriel. See, we might have to start
that I should have been
garden.
faster. What? Yeah.
When you ditch class.
Okay, you're gonna be late for your meeting.
Okay.
There's lots of like street traffic with carts. You don't want to be late.
Oh, it is lunchtime.
Punctuality is key.
I'm gonna shoot him a side eye.
I'm looking for exits. Least obstructed.
All right, so you make your way to the Amaranthine Academy, and as you walk in, there's the hallway that leads to the public libraries and a secretary that's over there to take people's names as they come in and to check them as they leave to make sure they're not trying to take anything. And then there's the hallway that leads back into the libraries that are monk only and where the training rooms are. But there is a hallway to your right that you have not yet been down, because this is the direct hallway to the provost's office. And his secretary sits at the front there, and she's like this little Kenku. And he hired her because she can perfectly mimic his voice to give messages to people that have disappointed him.
Oh no.
So as you walk up to her, she's all like, "Oh yes, there is a half tabaxi that is coming to see me. Send him right in." And she like it does this to get you to go down the hallway.
Do a little bow. Thank you, and keep going.
So you do know that Kadiran Glimmerdown is one of the most accomplished monks that Artena has ever seen. He is basically the equivalent of like level 16 or 17 monk, and he's been through a bunch, and he's very dedicated to learning new things. And it has been said that he has sat down and had tea with the blind crone, but that's uncorroborated.
Oh my gosh.
But he is about, like, you've seen him around. He's about a 4-foot tall owlin. His feathers are mostly gray, but there's a silver sheen that is on his flight feathers on his wings that whenever he unfurls them and moves them around, it like throws light. They're so bright.
Oh,
He's a little older in years, but I mean, he's seen a lot in his life.
oh, I'm a little nervous, a little excited. Why is he calling me into the office? What I do?
Is you in trouble?
Oh no, I'm
So-
going down Trenton's path.
As you walk up, the door is open. It's got like a little slight spiral staircase that goes up to his actual office. And then so it's like his door is usually open so he can kind of like keep an ear out for things, but he's out of the way so that nobody can like peer in his office and see him, kind of thing. And as you walk in, he's like, yes, excellent. Just the one that I was wanting to talk to. You have done very well in your studies here and learning common. And I feel like you have great potential. So I would like you to meet. And then he gestures over to the side, and there is a half-elf woman that looks middle-aged for a half-elf. You've seen her around, and she has the robes of a Raeltis. So that's 2 levels above where you currently sit. And he's like, this is Safzira. She is one of my greatest students. That's Safzira. She's one of my greatest trainees. I trained her myself before I was provost. And she kind of nods her head at you, and like she's got that cagey look in her eyes, like she's seen a lot, she knows a lot, and she like is able to size you up in just that one look up and down. And he's like, I have decided that since you are so promising and I see such a bright future for you, that Safzira is going to be your mentor. And she might give you some missions, because there might be some things that I need help with. And I have a select few monks that I like to send out for those. And I have handpicked you.
Oh, I'm so excited. And I go to shake her hand, and I shake his hand or feather hand. I shake.
And she's all like, yes, I have heard great things about your fighting style. And yes, I think we can have a great working relationship. And she does say, between just us, what were your group approached about yesterday? In that tavern. The fight was very well done, by the way. If it was started going down hard, I would have jumped in and to help, but you all had it perfectly under control.
Yeah. They fed us. Afterwards, I don't remember anything else.
The Neodar, Leroy, that came in. He didn't have anything to say to you.
Yes. He wanted us to get some information for him.
Okay. I mean, he's not one of the ones we have to watch too much, but in case you haven't noticed, the Neodar and the Palakir. Again, I know my own words that I made up because I've made up really hard words to say. Contentions between them could be escalating, and we're just trying to make sure that he's not getting himself in too much trouble. What does he have you looking into?
Oh, this is testing my real life memory.
You would
Notes.
remember that it was mostly just to get information from or about General Nolstrom. Because the Neodar feel like he is amassing more power more quickly than he should be.
Perfect. And then he was he also wanted to do the have a standing army, right? And that's not what the other guy wants.
Yeah, it's known that the military side wants to have more soldiers in the streets and a more military presence, and because they're convinced that it's the riffraff that's keeping the economy down.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We would know nothing about that.
I let her know every detail.
Oh no.
One second.
Tells her everything is being written down as we speak. I can sense it.
Steve is actually ready to jump in, so we just got to get through this to break it that he can come on and play. So,
Yay!
Hi, Steve.
Welcome home.
she looks at you and she's like, I mean, that tracks. And they do keep on hiring. I mean, at least you aren't mercenaries. You're just, people feeling out your way in town. And that's understandable. I don't foresee there being any problems with this. It'll be good to develop some maybe underworld contacts to get this done. Those will always come in handy. She's all like, we don't shy away from any knowledge. So all knowledge is for the betterment, if not of us, of others. But knowledge is key.
I'll try
And
to
with that,
remember
she's
that.
like, she's like, I wish you well in your endeavors with this. And I think this will be a great working relationship. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And she does give you a piece of paper that is magicked so that anytime you have a question for her, you can just write it down and it'll show up on a piece of paper she has.
Ooh, I'm gonna snatch that up, put it in my little robe. Thank you.
And on that note, we are going to take our break. Steve is going to come and join us, and huzzah! We love that for us. So we will be back in about 5-10 minutes. Hello and welcome back. If you weren't here for the first half, like friend Steve, what you missed was some character interactions and the differences between somebody that has lived a long time in the Feywild and somebody that doesn't really know anything about the Feywild. We had mermaids and coffee cups. We had our monk getting a mentor and some class skipping and earmuffs that he told Paintbrush to have so that he didn't over here talking about not paying attention in class. So as we jump back in, Paintbrush has been given magic text messaging with his mentor so that if he needs to ask any questions or possibly pass on any information, there is that available, which is always a good thing. And we left the other three in the Wacky Mole Tavern with possibly no trouble to get into, but we'll see. As for Errol, when you woke up this morning and you went down into the shop at Cobnass's, there was a messenger that had just arrived, and a member of the Neodar has requested your help as his niece has gone missing. He's not sure if she's run away or she's been taken, but he's fairly certain she's run away. But he doesn't want to leave the house in case she does come back. So you need to come to him. And the messenger is like, he was very like frazzled this morning. So that's the gist of it.
Okay. We'll have headed over there with no delay.
As you get over in that area, the place that you were going is almost directly across the street from where you were told to meet Leroy, if and when you got information on General Nolstrom.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's go meet this this person in regards to the missing child then.
All right. So you do walk up to the house with the messenger, and the messenger precedes you up and knocks, and he's like, all right, my job here is done. And then he runs off because it's not necessarily like there's addresses here. Like mostly it's by landmark. So he's like, it's just faster if I take you. You were told that this gentleman's name was Lord Leofric. So we have Leroy and Leofric because I'm good with names. And there is a younger woman that is wearing basically a maid's uniform that answers the door. And she's like, yes, may I help you?
Good afternoon. My name is Errol. I was requested to come about a missing girl, was it?
Oh, yes. Lord Leofric is waiting in his study right this way.
Thank you.
And she does take you into the house, and you go into the study, and he's a fairly tall, I would say he's probably about 6'1" human man. And he's pacing back and forth across the room. He's fairly slight, like there could be some whipcord strength under there, or he might just be scrawny. You can't really tell in the outfit he's wearing. And he turns as you come in. Yes, the investigator, I presume. I am Lord Leofric. And he walks forward and holds out his hand.
I briskly shake his hand and then say, yes, I have I've been trying to make a name here, completing some investigations, solving some problems. What can I do for you? I've gotten only the base of information, but if you have a bit more, some more details, I would appreciate it.
Well, my niece, I forgot to make up her name. Give me a second.
Jubilee.
Also, while he's, while we're, kind of walking in, I'll have kind of scouted out, look about the room, see if there's anything of notice, anything in disarray. Kind of walking in, giving it a quick once over.
Kat has in the chat summoned Creepy Sally.
Creepy Sally, I love you.
Burn it.
We're hugging.
Fucking burn it.
All right. And since she did that, yeah, it's going to be Sally. Sally is the niece's name. He's like, well, my niece, Sally, she's been, well, not necessarily, how do I put this? She's been flighty of late, disappearing at odd times and showing up with odd bruises. And I don't know what's up with her, but I haven't seen her in 2 days. And I'm just convinced that she's either run away or somebody has taken her. And I am her only living relative. And I worry about the girl. And I fear that she has been pulled into unsavory business.
How old is the child?
She's about 17. You see, my brother and his wife died just after she was born, and so I don't actually know her actual age because she was kind of a baby, but not fully a baby. But I digress.
Okay.
She's been in my care for 17 years.
And I will, I will obviously ask for a description, last thing she was wearing, that kind of stuff that we don't need to necessarily go through. Where you
I'll
said
send you all that in a message.
Oh, yeah, showing up with injuries. Is there a specific place of the injuries? Locations
It's been
on her
mostly
body?
bruises. Like whenever I ask if somebody has been hurting her, she tells me that no, she's training for something, but then she won't tell me what she's training for.
Are the bruises on the arm, the face, the neck, the legs, different
It
places?
varies. It varies on the day.
Is there anyone that would have seen them last?
I don't. The girl has been feeling lost since. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know my brother very well. He was my half brother, and he just starts rambling again. And he's like, "I'm sorry. That is unimportant." Well, when last I talked to her, she did say 2 mornings ago that she was going out and she would be back that afternoon. And if she hasn't been back, I have heard no word from her.
Do you know where she was training or who she was training with or where she was going that morning?
No, she wouldn't tell me. She was very, very cagey about it. And I am almost completely sure that she has just run away with whoever these people that she has gotten involved with. And I know she is an adult in the eyes of the law, and I can't stop her. And so, of course, the city guard won't do anything, and I'll have nothing to do with the Ploqueer and get them involved. But you did help solve that issue for Cobnas, and Cobnas is a good judge of people, and he's letting you live there. So I'm putting my trust in you.
Yes. Well, the law cannot tell us how long we are supposed to care for our family and our loved ones. So it is completely understandable that you would like some closure, at least what has happened. We definitely can provide you information, and we'll see what we can do. I've met some very capable individuals lately that may be able to assist me with this, and I will definitely keep my eye out with description. I'll ask around if there's. Did she have any favorite places to go in the city? Someone else that may be able to provide me some information, things she did for fun.
For a while, she hung out with some of the other Neodar's daughters and the like, but she started to get restless and just she didn't feel like she fit in with the highbrowness of us Neodar. She felt like that wasn't the life for her, and I tried to let her go off and explore herself, but I fear that that's what led her to this. And I know that she had mentioned that for a while she was hanging out at the Atalos market near Cobnas's, occasionally in the Wacky Mole Tavern. So you might ask there, and yeah, otherwise I don't know.
Okay. This is wonderful information to go on. I appreciate your forthrightness in telling me everything that you know and being able to provide me any backgrounds. Even the smallest detail can be extremely important.
Understandable.
What I will do is I will go and look for her. Depending on how long it takes, if there's any expenses for travel or anything, I will let you know.
Oh, well, here, a down payment. And he does give you 10 gold.
Okay, this is more than enough. Also, this is something that keeps me busy and keeps me active and helps me get the word out that I'm looking for business. So I do also thank you.
Oh, yes, if you help me out, I will let everybody know.
I will try to do this with as much professionalism and as quickly as I can.
And again, as quietly as you can. I mean, I understand you have to ask your questions, but if the other Neodar hear about this and that she's gotten tied up with unsavory people, and it's not necessarily that I'm worried about my reputation. That I don't care about, but the reputation of what I'm trying to help with the Neodar and to get the city back on its feet. I feel that is also important, but also not more important than my niece.
Lord, the first rule of being an investigator is to keep your mouth shut about your sources and to protect your client. I plan on doing that. So that is why the description is important. And so I will be using that first off to help identify her, not necessarily by name, but by description. So that will help keep the anonymity of who we're looking for. Only in the most dire circumstances will I divulge more information, and you being my client will not be named directly that someone is looking for. There's many reasons people are trying to find other individuals. So rest assured, I will do my best. I cannot promise the world, but I can promise that I will do my best. And
thank you. I thank you.
Yes. All right. So, Lord, have a good day, and I will see myself out.
Thank you. And he goes back to pacing and kind of muttering to himself.
And I will pause right before leaving, and I will turn around and say, sir, one more thing, if I may ask.
Certainly.
Does she have a favorite food?
She is partial to white fish cooked in oil.
Okay. Oftentimes you might find some of these methods strange, but if I have to identify who might be looking for her, knowing some personal details about her may get her to trust me if she's in a bad situation. So
okay.
There's always reasons for my madness. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you. And you make your way back to the Wacky Mole Tavern. And by this time, because it's been it's clear across the town, and while it's not a huge city, it's still a city, and you stop along the way and kind of get a feel for who's around and maybe ask a couple questions of people. So you get back about the same time that Paintbrush does. So you have all convened at the Wacky Mole Tavern.
Oh, I'm on
Is
mute.
Trenton still there?
I was muted.
Trenton, are you still there?
I'm gonna go wherever Trenton goes because I will follow like a puppy dog because I don't know what I'm doing, and Trenton seems nice.
I'll wait here until the others come back. Okay. I guess.
You don't want to come with?
I mean, I do, but how are the others gonna know how to find us?
Oh, I didn't think of that. I guess that.
Where are you guys gonna go?
Where are we gonna go?
Places.
Places.
Renton, where are you guys going to go? You can't just say places.
Hey, I'm gonna go places and it's gonna be fine. And like, she's super strong, I'm super strong. So like, bye. And I leave.
All right. So you guys do show up back there. So now 3 of you are at the Wacky Mole Tavern.
Oh boy.
Leston is still sitting at the table. Paintbrush, you walk in trepidatiously because you assume that Trenton has disappeared, but also excited because new things are on the horizon for you. And Errol walks in and he's like taking down some notes and sits down and probably doesn't even notice who he's sitting with, I assume.
And now, when I woke up, did I have a necklace with me when I woke
Yes.
up from my dream? Okay. I would have that probably just in one of my pouches.
Leston, I would say without a perception check, you notice it now since you had talked about it earlier with Amariel, and it's fresh in your mind. So it's like a stone square or almost rectangular, like almost like a stone tab that has that same design on it.
If it's out in the open, then yeah, I'll.
Yeah, I think it would be kind of hanging from the side of his bag, because there's some, there's obviously some importance to it, and he's not necessarily trying to hide it. It's from his god. It was something that was supposed to lead him someplace or was supposed to do something. So I definitely would have had it hanging from a side pouch or a side bag.
He's gonna point to it and be like, so what did you dream of?
Did you have a dream?
Yeah, I did. It was very pleasant.
I was definitely informed that the crossroads are set, the spiral is set, and it's supposed to be leading to either success or destruction. So there wasn't a lot of middle ground provided to me, and I woke up finding this.
Yeah, I woke up with a tattoo of it. So yes.
Okay, yours is a bit more permanent than mine. So okay,
it is. It is a little bit more permanent. You can at least throw yours away and never see it again. I don't feel like cutting off my arm, not to see it.
No, it's you're a bit attached to yours. And if we're sitting there, I wouldn't mind ritual casting detect magic.
Okay.
Both over, it lasts. So I'd be looking for anything in regards to the necklace and then where he pointed out his tattoo is to see if it dings.
Okay. So as you give me 1 second to pull this up so I know what school it is. All right, so when you cast it, you do see stupid ads go away. Each of them do have a slight yellow glow. It's not like a heavy level, it's like just a slight aura that pops around both of them. And you would know that it is School of Abjuration, and you would assume that it's something that's protecting both the tattoo and the symbol.
And whoever gave us these put a lot of effort into it because they're both radiating abjuration magic. So it's we have something going on. Did you have Did anyone say anything or do anything during your dream, or did you just wake up with it?
I was told to follow it, and then it would lead me to whatever I was destined for, I guess.
Okay, just as cryptic as kind of I received. So
Yep.
we'll,
That is what I was putting together too.
we'll both keep our eye out. Okay, you let me know if you find anything. I'll keep let you know if I find anything. Deal?
That sounds good, but I think you'll probably notice it before I do.
You never know. You never know. Depends how many drinks I have. Also, with it up, with the detect magic up for like 10 minutes, I would definitely kind of poke around, since kind of poke around the bar area a little bit to make sure that there's nothing funky that's going on after
While
the
it is
attack.
up, Malgtress does come out and she's like, "Oh, Errol, just who I wanted to talk to. Come here, come here, come here." And kind of pulls you towards the back room, towards the kitchen, and where the green room is, or yeah, the green room, not the green room, greenhouse. Thank you. Too many terms that I use with after green. So she's like, "I was talking to Amariel, and I remembered that there was this water genasi, had scales and was moist and was very creepy and gave me the bad vibes, the bad vibes." Jesus
The
Christ.
vibes that are not good.
I have verbal dyslexia, I swear.
No, thank you, vibes.
And then she came in and looked in this certain corner of my greenhouse, and things do grow faster there. And since he wanted in my greenhouse, maybe it has to do with that. Would you come and check it out?
Yes, and also I would probably grab Amariel and ask if, because she's been staying here, correct?
She went off with Trenton, so
Okay,
she's
never
not
mind.
currently there.
Okay, then she's not going to be able to point out if she's seen anything, so that's okay. Okay, then I guess I will pad on in and see what's what.
So yes, since you still have detect magic up, as you go into the greenhouse, like, it's pretty in there. There's a bunch of flowers and herbs and stuff. And when you look towards the corner that she talked about, there is a pretty steady aura of there's too many schools of magic for me to keep track of it.
So many. That's that's like literally one of the worst things about detect magic is you're like, what school is it from? One of them. It's in there. It's in there.
It's got a slight pink aura to it, and you would connect that to the school of abjuration or conjuration. Sorry, the other Asian.
Okay. And it's in a specific corner, right?
Yes.
If I take some of the dirt out of the corner and move the dirt away from that corner, does the dirt glow, or is it that area that glows?
It's both. Like, you can tell that there's a little bit in the dirt,
Okay.
but as it starts to dry in your hand, it starts to dim a little bit. So you assume it has something to do with the water.
Okay. Well, the little bit that I can see is that there's something going on, at least with the water. And it definitely has permeated the soil. But if we remove the soil, the effect seems to remain here. And how long ago did the Genasi come here?
It was a few months ago. I want to say over 3, but not quite 4. And we're using real world months because that's how I roll.
Has anyone offered to buy the tavern from you since that time?
No, nothing like that.
Okay. If something happens to you, who does the tavern go to?
Well, I guess it would go to my sister, but she doesn't like the city, so she would probably sell it.
There's definitely someone has a problem with you because there definitely some ice mythics don't just show up for the fun of it. So we're going to try to figure this out, and you've given us some good information. Now, if I could bother you, there's a child that's gone missing, and I'm wondering if you've seen it.
Dear.
And I'll provide the child's description, and then a little bit of information about her personality.
Oh, you must mean Sally. I remember Sally. She used to come in quite often. A lovely girl, but quiet, and she seemed sad.
Did you see her with anyone recently?
Well, I haven't seen her in even longer since the water genasi was here.
Mhm.
I don't know why she stopped coming around, but she did talk to this one man that used to come in a lot. Oh, what was his name? I believe it was Pornatsab.
And then I'll obviously ask for a description of Boar and kind of where they frequent, that kind of thing. And then, okay.
She kind of looks around for a second. And she's like, "Oh, that's one nice boy that helped fight yesterday. Trenton. I've seen him with Boar once or twice."
Okay. Well, then that's easy enough. Okay. If you think of anything else in regards to this corner, that water genasi, or when that corner may have started growing, or if something else took place, please let us know.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And if I see or hear anything about Sally, I will let you know.
Thank you very much.
Trenton and Amariel, where are you off to?
What
If then-
time of day is it?
It's probably about 4. So it's actually getting close to nightfall because it kind of varies here with how well the sun can get through the storm.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and take her back and like drop her off with the rest of the people. And then I'm gonna try and make a getaway.
Make a stealth check for me.
I have a question. If I notice, like, I guess perception then, or
Yeah, you can do perception against him. I mean, anybody that might be looking for him, paintbrush, can
Me.
do perception against his stealth.
I got a 17.
Nope, I got 12.
yeah, that is a 13. So no.
So yeah, you do disappear out of their sight. But paintbrush, you followed him there before.
Hmm.
You have a feeling that he's going to one of the fight club locations, and you followed him to a few, like 2 or 3. So you at least have a guess on to where to start.
Yes, I do.
Roll me an insight check to see if you have insight on which location you think it might be.
24 altogether.
Okay. You have noticed in the times that you have managed to follow him to these that while it's not necessarily a consistent pattern, there's enough of a pattern that there's only one of 2 places that they're probably at right now. So I would say that it takes you less than a half an hour to lead everybody that wants to go and find him.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop by and drop off my nice robes, make sure that I'm dressed in my black bodysuit, and then I'm gonna lead everyone over. Hey, do you guys want to watch a show? Show.
First
Yeah,
rule of Fight Club, you don't bring people to Fight Club.
I mean, I like shows, but do you know where Trenton went? I hope I didn't make him upset. I would have, like, if he wanted to go by himself, like, did I do something wrong?
No. He's a performer at the show. He gets embarrassed. He'll be
Oh.
there. He'll be there.
Okay.
So he gets anxiety, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Performance anxiety?
It happens.
Well, I know all about it, trust me.
My druid exam went very bad. I was supposed to grow the tree and I killed it. It's
Oh.
Druid test. Tree dies. Everyone just says, "Get out."
Whoops.
So yeah, everybody makes their way over there, and Malgtris had given you a brief description of Bor Not Sob when you had asked about Sally. So you guys show up there, and like you stop by the first place that Paintbrush thinks it might be, but it's obviously dark. There's no torchlight anywhere, and he does remember seeing that there was always a torch with green flame that was out in front of the fight club so that people could figure out where they were going. And so the second place, though, does have the green flame going, and it leads to an underground, almost a basement kind of thing that is in the warehouse district. Does everybody go in?
I'm definitely willing to go in, but I would like to kind of check and see if we're being followed, if someone's
make a
picking
perception
up on
check.
us. Yeah.
Everyone be cool.
Oh God. Yeah, that's an 8. Got this. Got this. Rolled a 2.
Yeah, there's nobody following you.
Baby.
Nobody that seems shady.
Nobody knows anything.
I'm going to just stroll up like I know the place, kind of have a scowl on, just because I'm on the hunt for Trenton.
So you do go up and you open the door, and there's a burly half-orc that's standing at the door, and he's like, "What's the password?" Make a history. Wait.
This password.
Make an investigation check to see if you can't take any clues for what it might be.
Also, as an investigator, I have a feature called Official Inquiry.
Okay.
Experienced at gaining access to people and places to get the information you need.
Nice.
A combination of fast talking determination. So local law. So that might help in convincing said so and so that I'm looking for someone.
Okay. So go ahead. What's the investigation check first, Paintbrush?
I got 17 minus 1, 16.
You do look, and you're on the verge of just saying the first thing that comes to mind. When he looks over and he does see Errol, and he's like, "Oh, you're that investigator, aren't you?"
Yes, actually, I was told that there might be someone that I was kind of looking for here, and they pointed me over here. But I think in the haste for me to find them, they didn't give us the password. But my team and I are looking for a lost child. Do you mind if we head inside and
Two
go
lost
talk
children,
to Bor?
please.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Let's try it. Let's try that again. Let's go. And so we will take the 14
Fair. I saw the other one.
instead of the 1.
He's like, oh yes, if you're looking for someone, a child is missing. I don't know that a child would be in here unless it's an older child. But no.
They were about 17 years old.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that then. Yeah. Come on in. All of you can come in. And he kind of, let me see if he notices anything about Paintbrush that's familiar.
Paintbrush has their
Nope.
dope outfit on. They look
That's a
great.
natural one. He does not think anything is fishy about this at all.
I have a question. As we're walking in, I'm getting like, oh my goodness, okay. I have a friend who performs here, and I would just really like it. I'm new here, and I was just wondering if you could like show me the ropes of like how to get around and like where the cool places are. It's just I'm just really new, and I just like kind of twist like this.
Roll me a. They really need a flirtation check.
It's called persuasion.
Yeah, we'll go persuasion.
It could be a performance.
Either or, whichever is better.
Persuasion. I'll do persuasion. Performance would be bad. I just wouldn't have proficiency in it. Hey, 21.
He's like, oh, I mean, I've got to stay on the door, but maybe find me tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then he tells you another bar that's kind of in a shadier part of town to look for him at, where he likes to drink.
You're the best. I will give like my warmest regards.
And he's kind of like blushing, and he's like, well, you have fun in there and don't get hurt.
Okay, I'll try not to, but
You're too pretty to get hurt. And like he's totally like really bashful. So yes, as you all walk in, Errol, give me a perception check. Paintbrush, you can spot Trenton right off. You know exactly what you're looking for in this situation.
Garbage rolls. That's I love how my passive is 21, but I roll an 11.
I would go with your passive on this actually, because as you're walking in, you're not expecting to find anybody you're looking for when you come in.
Yeah.
But as you look around and you do see Trenton, you do see somebody that matches the description that Melgtris gave you of Bor Notsob that's talking to Trenton.
Okay. I will just kind of clock that, but just kind of stay back and kind of be paying attention to everything that's going on. I'm not going to walk right over to them.
Okay. And Trenton, when you get into the area, before the rest of them have even thought to show up, you do get in there and you're getting warmed up, and Bor comes over and he's like, all right, my boy, are you ready for a good fight tonight?
Honestly, that's why I'm here. Otherwise, I wouldn't have come. Like,
Good.
context.
So I did have a little bit of information for you. I heard through the grapevine that you were contracted to spy on, get information on a certain general.
Spit it out. Like, if you've heard it, like, I already know you got good sources. Like, really?
All right. Yes. I mean, I can help you get into the guardhouse where General Nostrum works, if you would like my help. There, is that better?
Much better, because, like, honestly, if I just have to do less work, that's ideal. So if you could, like, help us get in, it'd be so sweet.
All right. He's
So you, like, know my friends? Just, like, let them know, because I kind of left them at the tavern.
He turns at just that moment and kind of out of his side eye, he's like, I think they're here.
Hi, Trenton.
I didn't invite them.
I didn't invite them. I didn't break the rule. I didn't tell them. Not my fault.
He's like, your shadow that I think it's a tabaxi. I don't know for sure he's an odd one. He's seen you enough times. It was bound to happen that he came in. But you've got a crew now. You can always invite them. Maybe they get in on the action.
Like if you want to let them in, I'm cool with that. It don't matter to me. I gotta get paid, go get my jollies in, and if like it's not gonna stop that, I'm cool with it. And like everyone in the group sees that like my outfit's a bit different. It's like a much deeper cut V. It's more red and black, like colors that like if there was blood on them, you probably couldn't tell. I got like some fingerless gloves on. And then like it kind of looks very lion-esque in its aesthetic. And like I'm gonna make this up on the fly right now. Like my stage name is like the Morning Fang. And like I'm just getting ready in there to be like all Dexy and like pew pew.
Dexy and pew pew. I like it.
And at that moment, a full orc, only wearing basically a loincloth, steps into the ring and he's like, "Welcome, everybody, spectators and fighters. Our first fight for the night is Morning Fang." He kind of looks down and he's like got it written on his hand and trying to make sure he got it right. And his opponent is I like to call him Twinkleberries because he dances on his toes. And then you see somebody to kind of jump in another corner that looks like he's probably a monk, but not in the amaranthine robes. So may not be official. Maybe is during the day and just not at night. Who knows?
I would have cast Mage on myself prior to this.
All right, I will let you do that and roll initiative for me.
Is there a place we can put bets down?
Boar does actually walk behind the bar and you can go ask up over there and he'll take bets.
Okay, I'll put 2 gold on the Morning Fang.
I got 14.
He got 16. So yeah, he kind of dances out. Let me actually pull up his character sheet. That is handy. And he's gonna like close in with you and he's gonna go ahead and take a swing with his arm. Does a 12 hit?
It misses.
So he kind of swings out and does miss, and he kind of like growls, and he's going to use his bonus action to take another strike at you. Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
You take, oh geez, 6 points of damage.
Okay. I'm going to parry around him. Okay. All pants are an object, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And like an object interaction doesn't take my action, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna pant him and then I'm gonna try and trip him.
I will call this an opposed dexterity check to see if you can do it though.
Okay. Not sleight of hand because it's like choo-choo.
I'll let you do sleight of hand versus acrobatics. We'll do it that way.
Okay. 19.
That's an 8. So yes, you do pants. You're going in dice jail. I have a jail.
Nice. And so like once it's down, I'm just gonna try and like trip him because now the pants are on his legs, so he really can't move his legs.
Roll me. What would this be?
I'm not strong. I'm smart.
Can I move into a dark corner and get 30 feet away and try to cast Bane on the guy that's pantsed when the crowd gets like really wild and starts yelling? Can I cast Bane on him?
After Trenton finishes, I will let you try that.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna actually disappear too.
Yep.
Disappear so I can do mind sliver on this guy.
Yeah, I was gonna do. We all got the
Poor-
same idea.
Yeah, I have- was
Just
thinking
everybody
of throwing
spread
out
out to
a
every single
paintbrush.
corner.
Go ahead and roll. I will call it an acrobatics roll with advantage to help him trip himself with a DC of 14.
Ooh. 15, because I got a 12 plus 3. The other one was a 6.
So yeah, you pants him and then you turn in such a way that you like catch his pants with your boot to trip him.
Like I would like put my feet underneath, like, and then just like lift,
Okay.
like fishing hook it from the middle up.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
And then I'm going to, would I know if magic is allowed?
There's no rules basically here. It's whatever you have at your disposal goes.
Great. And I'm gonna just move back a little bit and like kick a get a rock and just hold it in my hands.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the end of my turn.
All right. Those of you that wanted to try and interfere, roll initiative each of yourselves to see who goes in what order on this.
Ooh, that's a 19.
That's a 18 for me.
9.
11.
All right. Errol, go ahead and do Bane.
It's going to be charisma save 14.
Oh. $12. So he fails.
So, okay, must roll D4 and subtract the number rolled from any attack roll or saving throw.
All right. All right. Then Lustin.
So Lustin is going to tap the side of his conch shell. He's gonna say, "Can you wake up for a second?" And he'll just look at nod at the opponent, and something will like happen inside of his mind. And yeah, it is a mind sliver. Make a intelligence saving throw of DC 13.
You're hitting him in all of his negatives. That's a 5.
Okay, so he will take 1d6 and psychic damage.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
What is that? I can't see. That is it's just a 2.
All right, yeah, he does kind of like as he's tripping, stumbles for a second and kind of holds his head and shakes it and then gets back into fighting position.
And then he must subtract a 1d4 on his next saving throw.
Okay.
It's a 2d4.
Perfect. This is perfect.
All right, Amari.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of sit there and I'm gonna look at him and I'm just gonna say grovel. And I'm casting command.
All right.
Jesus.
What is that?
That's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
minus a d4.
Yes.
Or 2d4.
Technically 2d4.
Oh yeah, because it's no, because the other one is on attack.
Oh, true.
But it was 6 minus 4, so that's
Yeah, that's way under my. So he on his turn. Let's see. I'm trying to see when it goes off because it does not say. But basically he has to go prone and end his turn.
All right. Well, unless Paintbrush is gonna do anything, it is his turn. But
No, I'm just gonna with my real paintbrush, one of my dark paintbrushes, I'm gonna paint it. What color is the ground around, like in the arena area?
it's just dirt.
Just dirt. So I'm gonna pull out my little paints and kind of paint it a dirt color, and then hold my action to throw my dart. If he gets another attack, the opponent.
All right. So you guys see, like, he kind of shakes himself a little bit when the bane hits, like it's almost like a shiver, and then he grabs his head and tries to shake it off. And then oh wait, what did yours do? For
it
command
basically-
grovel. Yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
he goes
grovel.
Yeah, that's right. And like he shakes that off and he's like bouncing on his feet and he's getting ready to go for the next one. And then he just drops to his knees. And he's just so confused. He's like, the fuck is happening to me?
Get Trent kicked out of Fight Club.
Yeah,
For
I'm
grovel,
totally
that
walking
takes
away.
his action, correct?
It takes his entire turn.
Oh, his entire turn? Yeah, so he just falls to his knees and like his hands are up like this on his thighs, just like, the fuck?
What are you doing? Like you're not.
And
It's
now it
really
is on
fucking-
Trenton's turn.
It's really fucking weird. Okay. So I'm just going to like. I feel kind of bad for him, but I'm just gonna launch the rock with catapult.
Okay.
So he has to make a dexterity saving throw of 15
And
with
since
his
he's groveling, I'm gonna give it disadvantage.
and his
So-
legs are tied up.
And he has Bane, so he's a D4.
That's right.
So it's on a saving throw. 2.
And it's what kind of saving throw? You said dex?
Dex.
You're lucky that was disadvantage because that would have been a natural 20.
No, you're not supposed to win. Eh.
That's a 12.
So he fails, so he's gonna take 3d8 damage.
Oh, Jesus. If it's over 13, he's down.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6. So
Yeah.
11, 15.
So he first has the shiver, then grabbing his head and shaking it off, and the confusion's getting real, and then he just drops to his knees and he's just seriously confused. And then this rock just nails him directly between the eyes, and he just falls back. Winner with I have no idea what just happened, but
I won,
Morning
obviously.
Lesson is getting the fuck out of there. Like, I'm out.
I like
I'm-
one. How much did I like win?
let me roll for that quick.
It was like a really good show, so I should get like a bonus.
You got 5 gold.
Ooh,
Yay.
how much did I get from the bet? I put
You
down
bet
2.
2.
Yep.
Odds were against him, so I'd say you also get 5.
Nice. And I will tell. I will try to let Boar keep it if he gives me a little bit of information about Sally once I describe her.
He stops for a second. He's like, "It's our uncle, isn't it?"
And I just kind of say I was just asked to check after her, so
Well,
I can't
listen,
imagine.
you are working with my boy Trenton over there, and I've put some good time in training him and being his mentor here. Roll me a persuasion check.
I'm just in the middle like this.
That'd be a 17 with my -1.
I'm so good at this.
He stops for a second and he's like, all right, what I'm about to tell you, even Trenton doesn't know. But she's been recruited. What do you know of the ghost knives?
I definitely think they were responsible for breaking in at Cobnouse's place, if I remember correctly.
No. That was
No,
the
that was the other one.
Yeah, that was the
other
bad
one?
ones.
That was,
Yeah.
oh, yes.
The
Yeah, no, that was the other ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, I don't know anything about the ghost knives. So very, very little. I
roll a
know-
history check to see if you would, because you have been in town for a
That's
while.
true.
And it is all of Artena kind of things.
Yeah,
So
that'd be 17.
So you have heard rumors and whispers of the ghost knives. They're the main rogue group in Artena. They have the biggest underground network. They're actually probably outside of the Amaranthine Academy, probably the biggest organized group working in Artena. And you do know in Belmoral specifically, they've been working to undermine both the Neodar and the Plaquer to manipulate getting the government into the position they want it to be. And that put together with the bruises that she was showing up with, you assume that, yeah, she probably was fighting in Fight Club, but that's probably kind of the introduction to the ghost knives. And if she's disappeared, she's probably been inducted.
All right. When's the last time you saw her, if you don't mind?
She were at the last Fight Club, but I knew that 2 mornings ago, they had a mission for some of the newer rogues that had been inducted. But it just so happens that it has to do with General Nolstrom, who I do know that y'all are looking for, and I told Trenton before the fight that I had the information to get y'all into the guardhouse. We've got some of the underground tunnels that we use. Just be careful of the Nothics. We've got to deal with them, but they occasionally like to mess with those that we've given passage to.
I appreciate the help. If there's anything I can do for you, you can find me over at Copnouse's place. And
Excellent.
I definitely let them keep any of the winnings that I got from the fight. So,
He kind of flicks one of the gold coins and catches it, and he's like, I thank you.
all right. Wonderful.
And on that note, this is where we are going to end it for the night. We've got some information. We have found Fight Club, and
Yeah,
there
found
was
Fight Club.
cheating in Fight Club.
I know nothing about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's okay.
It's okay.
But you have a couple starting points for various missions that you have going on now.
Now the question is, do we split the party?
Always split the.
I mean, technically, you split the party a couple of times this episode.
I know, but to actually accomplish missions, not to just fuck around and find out.
All right. So we will start with Steve, who was our late entrance tonight, but let us know where we can find you and what else you have going on.
Everybody, my name's Steve. I go by Hermes4939 most places on the internet. You can find me on Twitter at W9Steve, where I follow multiple channels. This one, talk about TTRPG stuff, do some writing on my own. I'd love to see you there. and I'm having a lot of fun. So thanks for letting me join in after my drive.
And hopefully you get good sleep after that long day in the car. And Skag.
Hello, everybody. I am Skagwater RPG. You can find me on all the glorious social media networks that we have out there under that name. And yeah, tonight I was playing Lesson, and you can find me in a lot of other places, filling in for players and doing other things.
And Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kate Mead. You can find me on Twitter and I guess other socials, mostly Twitter, at Wheels15, where I write about disability, TTRPGs, and everything in between. And also, I am part of a new channel called Chaotic Wonderful, where we are making content that is inclusive content. This week, we have a new show premiering this Thursday, which is Monster of the Week. Hosted by our GM'd by our very own Brianna Jean, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Nice. And Izzy, who we are eventually going to bully into getting on Twitter.
Twitter.
I'm Izzy. You can find me on Instagram, Izzy Talavera, all one word. And I played Paintbrush tonight, and we'll see you next week.
And Danny.
Find me on everything, Dr. Snugglebutts. And I also
Izzy.
play on Thursday. No, I'm like, what day of the week is on Sundays? On Crows of the Damned. We're on a little break between arcs, so we're like doing one shots. And there's going to be a special one shot with some non-regular cast members playing in there. I believe it's going to be a horror themed arcade-esque, to not give too much away. So check it out. And it's like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Please do appropriate conversions at your own risk. I will not be doing that. And that's it for me. And I won all by myself.
All by
Unaware of
yourself. Yep.
Unaware of anything going on.
Nobody helped you at
None.
all.
He doesn't
Nothing.
know.
Thank you to the players. Thank you to everybody who stopped in. I am Kristen. I have been your DM for the night. And Thursday night, we have the premiere of At the Threshold, which North Shore DM, our very own Chad, is going to be DMing, and I will be playing. And then Friday night, we premiere our Cyberpunk game, which I'm super excited for. We're going to do lots of cool things. And then Saturday nights, you can catch me as Candy over on Exquisite Corpse Presents, where we are going to raid to now. So they premiered a new show tonight as well, Divine Interventions. We're going to go check that out. Thanks for coming by.
Bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Is
And
it
we
on
there.
Twitter?
Yay.
We did it.